Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to introduce my Java application, which is called easyMysql. I'll start by installation and step-by-step installation of my application. I'll start with this executable file of easyMysql designed. I'll run it. This is installation sequence. See, the setup has started. Sorry. Continue. We allow it to create a desktop shortcut. Continue. Then we click install. We wait for the installation to complete. As you can see, the installation is completed. Then we navigate to the desktop to find our easyMysql app. As it is called easyMysql, this will only require the user to have xampp started and running completely. You can see xampp is already started. All you have to do is to install xampp and start these two services. Then you can launch my app. You see it is already launched. As you can see, it is retrieving all the databases. This means these are databases I have in my xampp MySQL server. As you can see, it offers an option to create a database. Let's create our database called test Java. This will be our testing database. Create database. As you can see, it shows the message, and in the list of databases, if we refresh, you can see that our test Java is here. And let's create another test Java 1. Then create a new database. This will show the prompt, and if we refresh, you can see both databases are created. And if you want to drop any database in your MySQL server, you can use this option, second option. You type the name of the database, test Java 1, then you drop it. It will show you that the database is dropped, and you may wonder, what if I try to drop it again? It is already gone, but what if I try to drop it? This is designed to show you that you are trying to drop something which is not there, so it will be to show that dropping failed. Then the third option is used to connect to any database. You can connect to any database from the list, but we will now connect to our database, which is called test Java. If you connect, this will show you the connection is successful, and it will show you the main interface. This is the introduction of my app. This will show you the small intro about what my app does. And if you switch to the tables, as you can see, this will show the list of tables. But so far we don't have any table in our database selected. But as you can see, this is the logout button, and it will allow you to terminate the main interface and go back to the connecting interface. This refresh will refresh the list of tables. This table, it is used to describe table, and view records, it allows you to view records in a table. This will take the name of the table which you want to apply these functions on. Truncate, it will truncate the table and move the records to 0, and drop, it will drop the table, and create will create a new table. Okay, then we continue to our functionalities. As you can see, we have to create a new table so that we can apply all the stuffs here in our interface. We switch to create table. It will open this interface with a back button which allows you to go back to the main interface. Here we enter the name, like the table name. Let's call it like students. First column. This interface allows you to create the main identifier of the table. a primary key column which will be identifying the table first. Let's say it is student ID. It will be integer. It will have value of 10 maybe. You can choose any number, but don't exceed the limits of MySQL. You know it can't exceed 11. Choose index as primary key and choose extra to auto increment. This auto increment will allow you to increment by 1. Then we create table. Table is created. Then we refresh the list of tables. This is supposed to show us the list of tables, but since we are selecting our indexes, it can't show when we only have a single table. So what we have to do here is to create another table which will be stored in database, and if the index is up to 1, it will then select. This will work as this. Let's create another table here called teacher. Then if we must add the identifier of this table, teacher ID. It will be increment to 10, and it will be the primary key of the new table. Extra, which is called auto increment, then we create a table. Then now, because we have both of tables, we can refresh the list and it will retrieve all the tables in our databases. Yes, as you can see, the tables are now being shown using our refresh button. If we add a new table, which is maybe called staff, sorry, this is where to write a name to be manipulated, but if we create a new table called staff and we enter the identifier staff ID and it is integer and we give it value of 10 and we make it a primary key, we can maybe not make it auto increment. Then we create our table staff is created, and if we refresh you can see the staff table is here. And let's say maybe we need to add a new column, because we can only have a single column in every table we have. First, if you want to add a column, you must know how many columns do I have. Then we use student. We take, for example, students table. To see the structure of your table, you have to describe it. If you describe table, we can see that we have only a single column, which is student ID. Let's add a new column. This add column, it retrieves the name of table you want to add a column on. Then we add student name. We make it varchar and value of maybe 50. You can't exceed the limits. You can make it unique if you don't want students to have same names, and we make it not null. We add the column. Table is altered, then we refresh. If we refresh, you can see that the student name is added. You can also delete the column. For example, if I mistakenly create a column that I don't want, I can add the name of the column, then I drop the column. This will show the column is deleted, and if we refresh our interface, it will show you that the column is gone. So we have our students table, and it is viewed and described and added a new column on. This allows us to manipulate the structure of our table.